What would be a perfect gift for an artist? Of course, colors. So stay tuned because that's what I received this time. So I received a gift, a very beautiful gift of Schmincke 40 granulation colors, and this comes from my husband. And he knew that I was going to buy more colors, and perhaps I was considering Daniel Smith, but I don't know what made him decide that to get this. And he tells me there is another set coming of the Schmincke's non-granulation or the regular line as well. So this comes in a wooden box, which I really like. I mean, to keep these organized and keep them safe is also very important for me. And I don't know if you can see, there is a beautiful logo here on the inside of the cover lid, and they're packed very well. And there is a swatch card with all the information and the names of the colors, and they have the opacity, the light fastness, transparency, and the tinting strength marked for each one of them, which is very helpful when you're creating palettes. So this is something that I always complete for a new set that I get, and I keep referring to it. I mean, this is something that I keep safe, and I whenever I include a color in the palette, I make sure that I'm referring to this. It also comes with a brush and a very beautiful ceramic palette, which actually I like. I am not used to, I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not used to. I have used palettes in past with wells, but over time I have shifted to just plain palettes, and I just organize my colors and don't bother with wells anymore. But this one I know I might still use for certain projects where I need some color separation, and you know, this will be handy and useful. So there are 40 colors in the set, and what I really like is they are organized into 8 subsets. And those 8 subsets refer to a natural scene or a natural element. So the 8 subsets are galaxy, tundra, deep sea, glacier, shire, forest, haze, and desert. And the way this helps us is, I'm not saying that we need to lock ourselves into believing that if we are doing a desert scene, we are just going to use the color from the desert subset. But they kind of, you know, when you pick up a color and you know it belongs to that subset, you kind of have an idea of what it will deliver. So that just makes it easier to make certain decisions, and also help us keep track of the color library. So I plan to swatch them, and perhaps it makes sense to swatch 2 or 3 sets in a single video so that we give them the due attention that they need, and also try them into a small painting if possible. And over time, as we build our color library, it is important to keep them organized, and this kind of categorization, you know, where they're organized into subsets, and to have exactly 5 colors in each subset must be really hard. I'm really impressed by that. To have that kind of organization really helps an artist to make the decision process of including them in a certain palette far more easier. So let's swatch out the Galaxy series of the Schmincke's Supergranulation series. So there are 5 Galaxy colors. They are the Galaxy Black, the Galaxy Brown, the Galaxy Blue, the Galaxy Pink, and the Galaxy Violet. My initial impression of these paints is awesome. They are very soft, and they seem highly pigmented, and as I lay them on paper, I can tell that I can feel pigments and an overload of pigment. So really good first impression. And this is the first time I'm using Schmincke's. I have all my life used Daniel Smith and Holbein. Those are the only two brands I stayed with. And the reason the decision was made to make my life simple. You know, I didn't want to distract myself with all the different brands and have a supply overload and not focus on my art. So I wanted to slowly bring in new brands and experiment them. It's almost like I don't want to you know, take in more than I can chew and swallow. So that was the reason. So the Galaxy Pink is created with two pigments. There is a manganese violet and there is a chromite brown, zinc iron chromite brown. So those two come together to give us a pink. And before I give my opinion on it, I will let it settle and dry. I've made mistakes of giving an opinion too early, so you know, I will stay away from that. But the first impression of how it feels to paint and the experience of an artist is really good with Schmincke. So the next color is the Galaxy Violet, and it has two pigments. It has a pink and it has an ultramarine blue. The pink is the chrome tin pink. This is the first time I'm coming across this pigment. It has a rather long name. It is PR233 chrome tin pink sphere. I hope I'm saying that right. And ultramarine blue. So let's see what it does on paper. Seems quite logical that it has a pink and a blue to give you a violet. So let's get the mask tone in. And let's see how it disperses. Nice. Again, the same experience. It lays down very beautifully on paper and soft, creamy, but you can tell it's authentic. It's not like the softness and creaminess of a binder or a filler. It's a soft and creamy pigment. So that's what an artist looks for, and you know, this one does not disappoint. And as I said, I can see the two tones in this color already, and that's not a surprise. It's a little bit more evident in the violet compared to what I saw on the pink. The next one is the Galaxy Blue. It again has two pigments. It has a cobalt green and it has a ultramarine blue. So PG50 and PG29. So let's see. I am moving my brush on it, and it's softer and creamier than the other ones, and it seems single tone. It seems like a bright blue. It does not give a hint that it would be granulating, you know. So let's see. Very soft and creamy. So far I feel it's a single color although it has two pigments under it, but you know, it seems like very finely ground. Again, I'm not a chemist, but so let's take a look at when it's dilute. What does it do? Nice. So the next one is Galaxy Brown, and it has Again, as expected, two pigments. There is a violet, PV62 cobalt violet hue, and then there is a Mars brown, PBR6. So this got to be interesting. Let's see. Mustone, dilute, so far no surprises, but we'll see when it dries. It obviously has two pigments, so they gotta reveal themselves at some point. So the next one is the Galaxy Black, and I don't stay away from black. I like to enjoy the blacks, and I look forward to new blacks as they come on the market. So it again has two pigments. It has the Mars black and it has the ultramarine blue. Mustone. Let's get this one. Seems this one seems like it has more drama than the others. Like that. Wonderful. So I'll let them dry and see what they do on the paper, and then we'll come back to them. So I'm ready to comment on the Galaxy set, and the more I look at it, the more I like it. And that's how it's supposed to be. When something grows on you, then that's the sign that it's truly beautiful to you. I mean, I'd always say that certain things can be beautiful for certain people, and certain other people will just not enjoy them. So although I do think that things that are beautiful would generally appeal to a lot of people. So this is one palette. When I was swatching, I felt right off the bat that the pink, the violet, and the black, they seem like the granulating colors. As soon as I put them on paper, I could see some traveling, and I could see that the two pigments separating, but the blue and the black didn't seem in the same category. But now when I see them all together, I really like the inclusion of the blue and the brown. Their character is slightly different compared to the other three, and I can see when you use this palette as the combination of colors. And when these dark, thick pigments are put against a granulating color, how they would travel and how the mixing would happen. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the blue and the pink would mix. And what would happen on the paper, or how the brown and the violet would mix, and all the different colors that in between that will get revealed. So I would say this is a truly exquisite palette. So here are my final comments. And wow, I am impressed with this palette. I'm really happy and really impressed with the colors that were selected into the palette. I mean, the blue, the brown, the violet, the pink, the black, they do come together to give you that feeling of a galaxy. It gives you the starry night. It does feel otherworldly. You know, you could be painting trees with it. You could be painting in stylized floral. It'll still look like a world beyond the stars, you know. So and the blue and the brown, yeah, it does, you know, on its own it may not be super granulating, but when you mix it with other colors, it does reveal, it does become granulating. It mixes very well. I mean, you don't create mud whatsoever if you mix these colors any which way, you know, and that's the beauty of the true pigment. But this particular subset mixes very well. You could put any color with any other color and it would just give you a beautiful hue, and it'll give you something new. So for me, I'm delighted that I have this, and I'm delighted that I got this as a gift. I did not select this myself, but boy, I'm happy that it's part of my collection.